Hey guys, welcome. So this is the first video in a series of CSS tutorials for beginners, and what you will get from this video is an understanding of what CSS is and the mindset that you need to have to actually be able to code in CSS successfully. So the only prerequisite for this video is that you have a basic knowledge of what HTML is, and hopefully if you don't, there's other videos on my channel that explain what HTML is and the mindset you need to have when looking at it. But pretty much all HTML is its markers to tell the browser where to do certain things, while CSS and JavaScript tell the browser what to do once it finds those markers. So the first thing I want to go over is an understanding of what CSS is. So CSS is the language for describing the presentation of web pages, including colors, layouts, and fonts. And CSS also allows you to go and make views for different types of devices, such as tablets, iPhones, desktops, and really large screens. So CSS allows you to do things like decide what font you want your website to have, make it so it can actually be viewable on all the different resolutions, what colors you want, what type of images you want, how to lay out things, whether you want things in one whole single column, whether you want things in multiple columns, whether you want animations to work on your site or not. So basically, if you want your website to look more than just a regular text file with no styling or anything, just like this, then you're going to need CSS. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and I guess I could do it this way too. It probably would be easier doing let's say style. So in any HTML file, if you put in style tags, then you can just insert. You can pretty much insert your CSS code here. While this is pretty much a comment, but yeah, you can insert any CSS you want. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So there's only two things you need to know to be successful in writing CSS. And the first thing is being able to identify where you want to be able to do a specific thing. So let's say if I want to change this, then I need to be able to identify, hey, I want this specific thing, or I want to identify, I want this specific thing, right? And then once you know how to identify what you want, where you want the action, then you need to know what the built-in actions are that you can do on those things. So let me show you an example, right? So let's say I want to modify this, right? So the CSS notation is pretty much this. It's pretty much it would be foo, and then let's say I want to change the background color to red, right? And then if I refresh the page, you see it is red, right? So it's pretty much the syntax is you define your target of what you want right here, and then in here you put what built, or in here you use built-in CSS function methods, and that's pretty much how you write CSS, right? And what happens is if you do enough of these, your page will eventually become like something that's nice and presentable, and yeah. So pretty much, and you don't have to put like that. So pretty much, you need to understand how you can target certain things. So right here, I put an ID here. So that means that just ID means a unique identifier. So there's only one foo on the page, so it'll grab that and it'll do whatever I want. So I could do another built-in method, let's say color white, and then that changes the font color to white, whatever, right? So and then these are all, you can find these methods. You just have to know and be very familiar with them on this website here on W3 Schools. They have a reference page here, and you just need to go here, and you'll be able to see a reference table of all the different properties you can add, and you just need to know and be able to familiarize with all those. So that's the what you need to do, and then the other thing you need to know is where to do specific things, right? So let's say instead of this, I want to make it so all H1s have a background color of purple, right? So if I get rid of that and save it, that makes it so these two things are purple, right? that's pretty much the two things you need to know. Is one is grab the target, grab specific HTML, and then the second thing is no built-in code that you can use to make styles. And once you know those two things, and then the syntax is pretty much element name, element identifier, I guess, element identifier, and then all you do is all built-in CSS here, and that's pretty much it. And then you can use and these reference tables exist everywhere. Here is the link for it, and yeah, that's pretty much